Awesome. Well, I believe it is your turn to go with a character.
Okay, let's see. Let's go with...
Ooh. Oh, stunning. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, his name is Leandro.
Leandro.
He is a fashion designer.
This character is conquering gender for me right here, and I am so excited for it. I love the thigh-high kind of socks that's going on there, the heels, and the stubble on the chin. I mean, you've defeated gender.
I win!
Are these hair loopies that I'm seeing?
Definitely hair loopies coming from the back of his hair. So his little pompadour-looking thing kind of splits into two twin tails that loop over to the front.
It's business on the front, but party on the sides.
Exactly.
Which is very, very Leandro. I'm trying to think of a more androgynous sort of voice.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a little bit of fabulousness in here. And perhaps a little bit of an accent.
Ooh.
Armor is nice, but I'd rather be fabulous.
That was nice. With this character, I think... Yeah, this character has a bit of a sillier voice, so it's more of a like, armor is nice, but I'd rather be fabulous.
Oh, so it's all over the place with the armor is nice, but a very big character, which I'm now realizing makes a lot of sense for the way that you've designed this character. Can I try again? I would like to maybe try.
Oh, please.
Armor is nice, but I'd rather be fabulous.
Yes.
I love the design, man.
Oh, well, thank you.
My turn then?
Yes, go ahead, please.
I'm going to do this character. Her name is Leslie Sapphire.
She's so, like, she looks both innocent, but also judging you.
You nailed Leslie. Once again, I'm killing it at art, because that's kind of what I was trying to...
Excellent.
Leslie is a character that is the kind of right-hand woman for one of the more important NPCs who I'm hoping to get to later. But she is, in her own right, I wouldn't necessarily say innocent, but she's very reserved. Leslie is, she's a very hard worker, and she is kind of looking out for the best of what the character that she works for, and also the good of the party. And she is aware of Hugo's. Hugo for a while had hidden his royalty. It is now the party is aware of it.
Okay.
But for a while, she would kind of steal away to kind of tell him, give him kind of special warnings as someone who's, in a sense, loyal to his royalty. Is there any questions you have about Leslie?
So, she herself is not royal,
She
right?
is not.
Okay, let's give this a try. Your Majesty, Hugo, you need to be very careful. Mr. Whittle isn't his usual self, and I fear that things will only get worse before they get better.
Very good. I could tell that you were trying to kind of give that energy, a more feminine energy to the line, which I appreciate it. I think you nailed the energy that I generally go for Leslie. I'll kind of do the line as I would do for Leslie, I would say. Your Majesty, Hugo, you need to be very careful. Mr. Whittle isn't his usual self, and I fear that things will only get worse before they get better. I really enjoy being her because she's really kind of like held back. She's very calculating, which I like to do.
Right.
When you're reading a line, try to kind of vary the way that you're talking, so that the cadence of your lines don't all sound the same. Those sorts of things I've found make people think I'm a better actor. So I would suggest using those in ways that you can.
Okay.
And I would love drawing, and I need some drawing tips, clearly.
Some may argue this is tacky, and I would say it might be, but it's fun. You can fool around with the position of her spots too.
Okay.
Because even though in reality, like, Cat's markings are random or determined by genetics, this is a character. So like we're trying for someone to see her and be like, oh, okay, like I 100% know who this character is. So if something is extra adding to the character, for example, the spots, I don't think it's out of the realm of your control. You can take artistic license, as it's called, to kind of just make the spots either have like less of them to show that she's like quote unquote like less animalistic maybe, or the more of them you have, she is a little bit more
like feral.
Yeah, or even if you have more of the spots, it's like, oh, she's hiding behind the spots.
Oh, interesting.
She's using that, like, the spots are more, since the spots in reality are more like camouflage, the more she has, maybe the more she actually hides, like even her true self.
These are considerations I guess I never would have thought of, so I appreciate that. Well, I believe it's monster time.
I'm gonna go with...
Ooh, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy. He's called the Nalfeshni.
Not gonna try and pronounce it, but okay. I want it to be deep. I want it to be deep, and I want to have it like, I kind of want it to be like jowly a little bit, but I'm trying to think of like a way to do that without like shaking my head. What should we have him talk about?
Let's make him a guardian to a dungeon, but the dungeon is actually a monster bar.
Oh, like he's like a bouncer.
You must ensure that you are at least 21 years old to enter. I will have to see your identification.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. Like,
oh yeah, I am 21. And he's like,
oh yeah.
He's looking at the fake ID.
What's your zodiac sign?
Which I feel like, in anger, this creature might shake his head violently.
It's just like, makes you think twice. It's like, oh man, but I really want to get in that bar.
I will do this one. This one is going to be a little vanilla, but I wanted to see your take on this. This is a deep no.
Oh, okay.
I came past him and I was thinking like, I have no idea like really where I would place the voice of this character, so I was wondering what your take would be.
Okay, so this guy is spends most of his life underground, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he does, and he really hates. He has to come home and deal with his sister.
Okay,
and so he has to like come home on a hard day and deal with her.
I just got back from a tough day at work. I don't need to hear about your problems. I got some of my own.
Very good. I don't have time to deal with this. I come home, I gotta deal with your stuff, I gotta deal with my stuff, I'm not dealing with all of it. And there was a volume that I was missing, because everything I think about that delivery besides the volume was perfect. I thought it was really, really good.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'll definitely try to get a little bit more animated with it. So let's see if I can just do that right now. I don't have time for this. I just got back from a tough day at work. I got my own problems. I don't need to deal with yours.
It's good. I can tell you were putting more forth, holding back less. I think you could get to a much better level. I think this necessarily isn't true of voice acting, but it definitely is through stage acting. And of course, with voice acting, you want to try and accurately communicate the character as much as you can. If we were doing this live, I would definitely instruct to just have more fun with it. I think you have the makings of something there. I really thought it was good.
Ooh, I got a stamp of approval.
Nice. That's the stamp
now
noise.
Now I have made art.
Yeah, you've made art. We're gonna make some great art.
Let's see. So I think now it's time for a character.
It's time for a character.
I sent you a good boy last time. I'm gonna send you a bad boy this time.
Ooh, a bad boy. I want a naughty boy. Ooh. He is a gnome?
So this man, he's named Weckle.
Okay.
This guy is a gnome who probably doesn't do the most morally high business.
Okay.
Just a vile character that they grew to hate. Even though he was not even supposed to be the BBEG, he was just the one they liked least.
Oh, interesting. I'm seeing immediately this nose.
Yes.
And I'm wondering what to do with the... Because I could make it kind of like make sure I have something with the nose in there. The big old nose. But I immediately when I saw him, I kind of wanted to do like a Brando thing. Because he looks... even with his line, reading money, he seems kind of mobster-esque to me.
Right. I will say, though, he is more on the... due to my own capabilities, he is a bit more of the... He's a bit higher in his register.
A little bit on the on the higher,
Yeah.
little bit on the higher side. I'll put it here, and I'll say, everything has a price, even your morals.
Nice, yeah. Because, like I said before, he's not supposed to be like the main bad guy. So I also didn't want him to be like a Godfather figure.
Yes, I understand. I would love to hear what the voice sounds like.
Everything has a price, even your morals.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, thanks.
Everything's got a price. I wanted to give him a little bit of an accent there, so he talk a little bit like this. Everything's got a price. Have a little bit of flair. I think he's, in that sense, the voice that I'm doing is a little bit more silly, which I think makes well for a non-endgame bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But also something that's a little bit sinister to the fact that, like, you could see him. I love this character design, by the way. Or at least I love the energy. You could see him like having a couple of goons holding you over at knife point. So you want to come to me? You want to make a deal? Oh, we could do that. We could. I love him. I think also is that I love that voice type, which I've gotten the opportunity to play before. So I think it's a lot of fun to do that sort of like a little bit of an accent there. Yeah, I love him. Weckle.
Oh, yeah, I did have a lot of fun playing with it because even though I don't I'm not the kind of DM that likes to antagonize my players, but it was definitely fun seeing this guy grow from a minor inconvenience to somebody the players just wanted to hunt down.
To a major inconvenience. Very cool. I will send you the next character. This is probably the most important NPC.
Okay.
This is Fabian Whittle.
Okay. Oh, so this is the one that Tabaxi was talking about.
This is Mr. Whittle. Fabian is the owner of a corporation called the Rift Corporation, which manages the train system that spans across this continent. And he has kind of tasked the party with finding a series of magical items to, in essence, save the world. He's kind of the driving force behind our campaign. He's a turtle. He is very well-to-do. At one point in his life was a very, if not famous, I guess seasoned adventurer in his own right a long time ago. But that life has since passed him by. Yeah, anything you want to know about Fabian Whittle?
So let's see. He is a train tycoon.
He's a train tycoon.
Okay, so let me try this. I will be frank with you, gentlemen. You were all chosen because you have something in your past that you want to change. I plan to use that against you.
Very good. You lost the timbre there at the end,
Yeah.
but the inflection was on point throughout the delivery, which I really, really appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
No, you did it. You did a great job. I tend to play him a little bit lower.
Okay.
But other than that, I think he has a little bit of gravel in his voice. He's a little bit more eloquent. Let me try.
Yes, please.
I will be frank with you, gentlemen. You all were chosen because you have something in your past that you want to change. I plan to use that against you.
Ah, okay. Yeah. See, I was kind of thinking, I was trying to be a bit more on the villainous side, because that's the energy the lion gave me. So
what's funny is he is, I think, and I think the party thinks as well, because they tend to, I know they're probably gonna listen to this, so guys, they tend to try and inside check nearly everything he says, because for all intents and purposes, both in the ways that I describe him and play him and the actions he takes, he is like a villain. Although he kind of, at least ostensibly, as the party has said, wants to save the world.
Right.
I like Fabian a lot. He's a very fun character for me to play, and hasn't done anything evil that the party's aware of yet. Anyway, I'm sure they will. Right. I'm sure they will keep trying.
Cool. I think it's my turn for a monster.
I believe that's right.
Let's give you this guy.
Ooh. Oh God. What is the name of this thing?
This is a Quasit.
Quasit. Are they tiny little guys, these things?
Yeah, they're more on the smaller side, and again, as far as I know, they're more of a like familiar for like wizards and magic users, but they tend to be more on the evil side.
Oh, I love them. I'm trying to think. My first thought is to make it
Make it high up here.
or like make it higher pitched, and to have a little bit of... Now, that's like Lilo and Stitch type, which is a fun thing to do. I'll try that. What should we have? So he's like he has to help a wizard in some way.
Let's say he was getting the wizard his tea, but he forgot what his favorite tea was. And he's very, very anxious about asking the wizard again.
Okay, here we go.
You can do this. Just think to yourself, what does Master normally drinks? Earl Grey, but it's not Earl Grey, because we had that a couple of days ago, and he wouldn't want to drink it twice in the same week, or he'd want something new, but he said he'd get his favorite, so it has to be something different. Oh, what can it be? I know. I'll just get a bunch of tea bags and mix them all together, and then it'll be I'll just pretend, and hopefully he won't unsummon me again.
Oh no! Oh, I love this little guy.
But he's a little guy.
He's small. He's up here. He's very fun.
I like that. I like that voice. That's fun.
That's a good voice. I don't think I could recreate that. Let me see.
You got it. You can do this.
I have to go high.
That's it. Scrunch up your face a little bit when you do it.
If I give the master this tea, maybe he'll reward me. I've been wanting one of those biscuits for so long.
It's good. I think you gotta try to get the little... It's weird because the way I'm doing it is I'm taking kind of almost like the back of my throat and like scrunching it up, like bringing it back, bringing like my shoulders up and my head back to like make a little bit of like a rasp.
And then putting it in the back of my nose so it's all tight in there.
Oh.
So...
Yeah, that was good.
Changing the way you sit or your movement can actually change your voice.
Absolutely. Everything is connected, whether it's your nose or whether it's your throat or whether it's your posture. So if you just change a couple of things, you get different voices.
A lesson from this disgusting little Quasi.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Quasi.
Ready? We've reached the end here. We're coming into the end.
All right.
Which means we got to get some good ones.
We got to go more serious.
I'm on my last thing that I'm presenting for you to voice act.
Ooh, okay, I got to make this good.
So this has got to be a good one, and it's going to be a difficult one. Ready?
All right. Oh no.
This is a Dretch.
Uh-huh.
They are kind of like self-loathing, discontentful, essentially like sacrifice fodder for for devils. I think it's devils or demons. I never know the difference. I think demons.
Okay.
And they're just like gross and ugly and small, like little demons that are really sad and gross.
So they're small.
I love the design. I think the size of them is small.
Okay. Well, let's see. Looking at that and hearing the description, I'm thinking more on the Eeyore side. Kind of like, oh well. But also, throaty thing going on. I don't know how to make him threatening, though. That's what I'm lacking. Alright, what situation is this guy in?
He's trying to build up the courage to ask someone to prom.
Oh boy, okay.
He's looking in the mirror. He's trying to hype himself up.
Alright, you've told yourself you were going to do this. This is the last chance you have, so now is the best time. You got this. You gotta go out there and ask them out. You've been practicing. Your reflection has said yes every time. That's a good sign. Now go.
Very good. I just want to add that your reflection has said yes every time is a hilarious line for this situation. Very good improv on you, sir. Very
thank
good
you.
job.
But let's see. That was me kind of trying my best to have more of a deeper, sadder voice. But how would you add? It's missing a layer. Like I can kind of tell that it's missing something. What would your advice be on that?
Funny enough, I think the thing that was probably missing there was just a little bit of energy. And I say that because the circumstances that you're giving it is like he's trying to hype himself up. Energy to me in this sort of scenario would kind of come from maybe he's stuttering a little bit, or maybe his sentences are chopped up. I don't think you have to lose a lower voice I don't think you have to sacrifice energy when you do a lower voice.
Okay.
I think, okay, you can do it. You gotta hype yourself up to do this. You've said yes every time. You say it every time.
I think the best acting that I think you were doing is when you were really having fun with it. Which I think is true of all acting. I mean, it should be fun. Like, it shouldn't be a chore to have to do this, to do acting. You can have fun, especially with a character that is, like, even a more serious character. I would say, you know, if you're in a safe space where you're acting with your friends, which is all Dungeons & Dragons is, just have fun with it. I think that's how you get really cool roleplay moments.
Yeah.
You want to try adding a little bit more energy to our friend here?
Okay, let's see. You're gonna go out there. It's going to be fine. There's tons of us, so even if one of them says no, you can ask anybody else. Just find someone who looks like you, and it'll be just like looking at your reflection. So they'll say yes, of course.
I loved it. It was great. I mean, that was really, really good. I think if I were to be closing my eyes, Ditter, and I were to picture the character that you were doing, I probably wouldn't get this abomination.
Right.
I would get the kind of character that you were going for and the situation that the character was in, which I think is just like drawing, you know, it doesn't really, all acting is in the same way that all drawing is just, you know, are you able to effectively communicate the kind of character that you're going for? And I think you were successful in that.
Oh, well, thank you.
You can find character voices a lot easier if you start to think about the kind of reaction you want to get out of your audience. I think that would be the starting point. And so if you're building a character and you're having trouble with a voice, you mentioned earlier for Confit, like you wanted, you know, he is a person in a place that is...
Like he was a bit of a foreign thing in that location.
Exactly. So that is like one of the reasons you decided to give him that voice. In the same way, I wanted to portray him as someone cool, and that's why I gave him that voice.
Right.
I, at least, never really find that it's easier to try to do a character voice and then make a character, like, from that. Like, it doesn't really work to me in that way. But I think that's just acting, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Which I think is kind of what I am saying, that I probably need to practice a bit more on that. So I really appreciate doing this with you. I got one last character to show you.
Oh, it's the last boy. Ooh, okay.
So this guy's name is Mael.
Mael.
He's a bit on the younger side. He's around 19 years old. And this guy, he's working for a dock where sailors kind of come in, put their ships in, and they have to like go up to him and kind of register their ship. And so since he's been dealing with a lot of sailors, he's kind of more on the jittery side. He's kind of dealt with a lot of like aggression and a lot of a lot of people just getting upset that they have to pay him or go through a lot of like paperwork. But he's he's working there because he's been wanting to be a sailor ever since he was little.
Oh, very fun. I love the idea behind the character. He looks a little, is he scared here? Is that he's a little like timid here?
Yeah.
His posture's a little withdrawn.
Yeah, he's a little bit like, he has bad news to tell the sailor, but he knows it's not going to end well.
Okay, let me think. I definitely want to play like a little bit young, a little bit more. Can I be a sailor without the cursing?
Yeah, that's kind of basically it. Like, that's great.
Let me try. I'll try the line again. Can I be a sailor without the cursing?
I like that. I think maybe from what you've been telling me, I think the without was a little bit too confident, because this guy is not confident in like at all.
Ah, the student becomes the master. Look at you identifying mistakes that I'm making. So great to have to be here. I'm leaving now.
No, Phil, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear your
Okay, so he would go, can I be a sailor without the cursing?
That was a great delivery. I love that. Yeah. I really have no notes. I think you really got to the heart of this guy. This beautiful boy, he just wants to be a sailor.
He just wants to be a sailor. Thank you, Phil, for coming along. Thank you for all your notes.
Or there's gonna be a quiz next week. I'll call you and then we can go through.
Oh, my notes! No! I've stated this before, but you guys really need to go check out Fel's channel. I think at this point, if they're over here, they probably know who you are. But just in case, go over there. He has a lot of good D&D content. I think you've just kind of been starting to do that a little bit more recently, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun doing it because I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for a while now, but I kind of am dipping my toes in content, making videos, kind of just like hot takes, or maybe like tepid takes about D&D 5e that you can find over on my channel. And then I guess maybe just like listen for me in other places. It's not often.
Oh yeah. Is there any ones particularly you kind of like more proud of?
I voice a demon in this animated series called Wild House, which is it's on YouTube, and if you search Wild House, the pilot is up. I get to play a demon, and I talk like this. I'm crazy voice, and it's a really fun character to do. And I get paid for it.
Nice.
Alternatively, you can hear my voice. I just recently did a voice for our mutual friend, Cool Boy Shane, on Aiden, another friend, I guess, a colleague of ours.
Right.
So it was over on Aiden's channel. He did like a collab with a bunch of D&D content creators, one of which was Cool Boy Shane, and I got to voice a mummy in one of those videos. So you can go check out that, and some other cool voice actors that I know and have worked with actually got to work on that video with me. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming along. I hope my voice acting will get better with any of those notes, and I'll definitely try to implement them. So we'll see in the future, won't we?
Yeah. Well, with any luck, you and I can play some more D&D together, and we can
for sure
try out some new voices or something.
All right. Well, thank you for coming along, and hope to see you later. Bye, guys.
See ya.